Hello and welcome to Arizona Living Your Life. I'm Kate Longworth. Happy New Year. With new beginnings comes New Year's resolutions, and one that always tops the list for people is trying to read more. So today we're cracking open the books, but first let's take a look at what's ahead on the show. A place to get away in the new year that welcomes your four-legged friends, and a former NFL player is giving back to the community. Plus, I talked to the U of A basketball head coach, Tommy Lloyd, about success on the court. All that and much more coming up on Arizona Living. When it comes to reading, one place Valley residents have been going to for decades is Changing Hands Bookstore. In 1974, school volunteers created a space where they could share their love for reading and community service. In our Arizona Legacy series, we celebrate 50 years of this beloved community hub.
Changing Hands Bookstore is a multitude of things. It is a community gathering space. It is a bookstore. It is an event space. It is a place to buy that ideal gift. We very much see ourselves as a community gathering space where people come to escape the world and engage with the world at the very same time. Changing Hands began in 1974. The original owners were Gail Shanks and Tom Broderson. They were two school teachers who weren't really excited about teaching, and they wanted to have a place where people shared ideas and exchanged books. And they started as a used bookstore, thus the name Changing Hands Bookstore, with the idea that books change hands. They started with $500 to buy inventory of a store that was going out of business, and they started in 500 square feet. Then it just kept growing from there. The idea that books shape minds, books help us get information. So they're in the nature of reading a book, you're learning something new, you're challenging your idea. Well, then once you do that, you need to engage with others to say, is this true? What do you think about that? Once you're reading, your mind is expanded. You're sharing universal experiences. You're experiencing experience of another through the written word. And then the idea of we started really focusing energy into bringing speakers in, from poets to politicians to former presidents to activists to people who did tarot card readings. And what we loved about that is not only were they sharing their ideas, but by having an audience, there was this community conversation around the ideas. We do all kinds of events. So of course we love the author events when somebody comes out with a brand new book and they speak on it, because in part you've got people, especially young people, who've read those books, and these people are their heroes because they touched them in some way and they get to meet them. And those are some of the most remarkable moments to watch, getting to meet a hero of yours in an intimate way, right? Because a lot of these authors aren't that place yet where you're 2,000 people foot away from them. You actually are 20 feet away from them. Changing Hands just turned 50, and what I hope on the ground level is we have another 50 years here. I hope that we can find the future leadership, which we see here every day, who will take over this store into the future. And what I certainly hope of that future leadership is that we continue to be as responsive to our changing and evolving community, and we're able to balance the needs of our community and the needs of being a sustainable business. One of the important things about independent bookstores is that we matter, and we know we matter, and we survive when our community knows that we matter. To our community that has kept us here, and it is the only reason we are here, it is thank you, thank you, thank you. Because when somebody does shop in an independent bookstore, they're making a choice to keep us here.
Super Bowl champion Malcolm Mitchell shares his love for reading with Valley kids and talks about the importance of digital literacy.
Today, Malcolm Mitchell is here. Cox Communication brought him here. He is an author and a former NFL player who played in the Super Bowl. The students are so excited to have him here. He is talking about digital equity with our students and reading his book, and it's full of excitement, and the kids are so happy to have him here.
Today we'll be sharing a book called A World Within Reach. It is a book between Cox and myself where we combine the excitement of reading and connectivity to share a message that we hope empowers students. A World Within Reach, the picture book, is a story about a kid by the name of Milo Maxey who just wants to learn, who just wants to be his best, and he does that through going to the library. But he faces one huge problem. He reads all the books. So what's he going to do now? Well, luckily there's a librarian there who helps Milo stumble upon a pair of gleaming goggles. And when he places those goggles on, all of the world becomes within reach, and you realize that the possibilities are endless.
Digital literacy and digital equity, which are commonly used together, is really about making sure that people know how to use the technology that connects them to the world. So being able to utilize the computer and the internet to go online to the world, to use a device to be able to connect to the world. And it's something that we take for granted, but for some of the populations in our communities, it is a very remote and distant fantasy. And so we want to change that. We've got a great partner in Malcolm Mitchell to continue that mission.
The word read to me means hope, because it's through reading, it's through connectivity, it's through access that you begin to realize that the world is much bigger than you imagined. And through that broadened perspective, you begin to wish and dream for things that you may not have previously. So to me, the word read means hope. Hope that I have the power to be the best I can be and accomplish whatever goal I set. I'm happy to be in this neighborhood and in this community because I grew up in an environment where there are several challenges. So I know what that feels like, but I also know through my experience that with enough inspiration, motivation, and encouragement, you can overcome and prevail. I think it's important to form partnerships so you can create a more unified approach. It's not an isolated individual, it's not an isolated group, it's not an isolated ambition that truly makes the greatest difference. It's everyone coming together, doing the best they can for a common mission that I think helps all of us move forward.
At San Marcos, we're so excited to have this opportunity to have role models and see people in the community that have been successful and have our children look up to that person and see that they can also do that.
When it comes to New Year's resolutions, some of the things that always top the list are people trying to exercise more, lose weight, and be more organized. And while I take some time to organize my thoughts, you stick around. We have more Arizona Living coming your way. I sit down with Tommy Lloyd to talk about the U of A basketball season and the gift of new shoes for a Valley school.
Arizona Legacy, recognizing businesses serving Arizona for over 30 years.
Tommy Lloyd spent 20 years as the assistant coach for the men's basketball team at Gonzaga. In 2021, he made the move to the University of Arizona to lead the Wildcats on the court. I had a chance to sit down with him and talk about making that transition.
Well, it's an incredible challenge, and it got me out of my comfort zone, which has been a good thing, and it's been such a great, well-rounded experience for me. I mean, there's been a lot of challenges, there's been some tough days, there's been a lot of great days, but it's really helped me grow as a person and really helped me grow as a coach. So, I don't for one second ever look back and think, man, what did I do? It's been amazing. We've been all in every step of the way.
What were your thoughts, and what has it been like for you to make that transition from the Pac-12 to the Big 12?
It's exciting. As the basketball coach here, I didn't have a lot of say.
Right.
So I also didn't waste a lot of time worrying about it. When I was told what we were going to do, we embraced it. We've wrapped our arms around it. I think we're built for it, and we can't wait for the opportunity to go out and prove it.
What are you anticipating when it comes to just what the new picture is going to look like, from the level of competition, some established programs out there, some big crowds, a little bit more travel time?
Bring it on. I mean, we got no worries about it, and we know it's going to be hard, and we don't run away from hard, and we know there's going to be nights where it's going to be tough, but we're going to bounce back. So I know a lot of those coaches. I have a lot of respect for them. We've never been a program that shied away from playing other great programs, whether it's the non-conference, and we've embraced great competition within the Pac-12. And now going into the Big 12, we're going to go in with the same mindset.
What is it like when you're a team that maybe we have something to prove, or maybe, this is new and we can bond together. What are your thoughts on things like that?
Well, I think as a coach, you're looking for, all these little opportunities to galvanize your team, to build your culture, to teach lessons. We're a program, and I think most people are better when they have to prove something. There's nothing wrong with having to prove it, and every team has to prove it every year. Just because you were good one year, that does not mean you're going to be good the next year. You got to prove it, and I think embracing that is a good thing, and challenging moments are great because they force you to make a decision: are we coming together or are we separating? And so you need those stressors on your team, and you need them as a coach, and when something like that happens, it's an opportunity for you to help your team grow.
And what is it like to be here in a state and at the helm here at Arizona, but also in a state where there's 4 premier D1 schools that at different years are making the tournament?
I think it's great. We're supportive of all the programs. I want us all to be good. I have no ill will in my body towards any of those other coaches or programs, and I wish them well. And but again, at the end of the day, our focus is always here because that's where we can have the greatest impact.
If aches and pains are altering your lifestyle, it's time to make a change. The team at Arizona Pain can help you get back to living the life that you love.
Loving life again is something at Arizona Pain that's really important to us because it's something that we've heard so much from our patients. When we were first starting, one of the things that we heard is, life just isn't fun anymore. And so what happens is people begin to limit their lives to try to avoid pain. When you're living a life to avoid pain, you're not living life. At Arizona Pain, we specialize in multi-specialty pain. We bring all sorts of different specialties together under one roof to make sure that patients get the best care possible. Healthcare can be really confusing, and one of the reasons why it can be so confusing is because it's extremely fragmented. At Arizona Pain, we try to bring all of those specialties together so that when you talk to one doctor and you explain your situation, those doctors are actually going to collaborate on your care to make sure that you get the highest quality of care. When you come to Arizona Pain, you may need physical therapy, interventional pain, chiropractic, or any of the different services we offer, but the thing that you can know is when you come here, our doctors are going to collaborate and put the best plan possible to get you back to doing the thing you love.
What we do is we utilize a multimodal approach, and by that I mean that we look at the whole patient as a complete individual and not just the specific area that they're coming in and complaining of pain about. So, patients are evaluated by a physical therapist, they are undergoing rehab, they are seen by a chiropractor, by a medical doctor, by a nurse practitioner. Along with using physical exam, we also use imaging techniques to determine what the root cause of someone's pain is so that we can treat that effectively.
We treat everything from, back pain, herniated discs, to, whiplash and car accidents. We like to say everything from injury through recovery, we can take care of it here.
As a practice, we accept all insurances, including Medicare and Medicaid, and that was very important to us because we wanted to make sure that we're able to provide care to as many patients as possible. We are very much evidence-based and scientifically driven practice where we provide treatment plans that are based on scientific research that shows that they're actually effective. And that also is very important because you actually want to provide above standard of care to patients, and that's one of the things that we always strive for. We offer a variety of very advanced, minimally invasive procedures by some of the docs that are the most experienced in the industry. We were able to bring all those providers together all under the same roof to work collaboratively with everybody else to provide the best care possible to patients.
I love hearing from our patients. One of my favorite things is hearing the success stories of patients who they said they've gone to 5 other different pain places and nobody's been able to help them get out of pain. And then finally they come here and they get the results that they're looking for. We have incredible doctors and incredible team all working together, and when doctors talk, patients win. If you want to know more about Arizona Pain, you can visit us at arizonapain.com, or you can call us and we would love to be able to help you to start that journey to getting back to doing the things you love.
If your resolution is to read more, here are some tips to help you get started. Set aside time for reading. Turn off social media. And don't be unrealistic with your goals. A few pages at a time is a great place to start. We'll be back with more Arizona Living after this. The perfect retreat where your furry friends are welcome. and how new souls are warming the hearts of Valley kids. Giving back to the community is the mission of America First Credit Union Charitable Foundation, and we were at their 30th annual Warm the Souls event where they do just that, giving back to Valley kids.
America First Charitable Foundation has 4 core pillars. We have community first, education first, kids first, and service first. Our primary focus is food, clothing, shelter, education, and helping military families with hardship. Our Warm the Souls program started 30 years ago, and it really was about a community coming together to better situations for kids in need. We fast forward to 30 years, celebrating our 30th annual at our elementary school, surprising them with our Elf and the Shoemaker program.
So for today's event, I was asked to read a story, a Christmas story called The Shoemaker and the Elves. And it's a Christmas story that's really harping on generosity and kindness. So I really hope that the kids were able to receive the message and, not only receive shoes from themselves, but also have generosity within themselves this Christmas season.
Then the elves tiptoed out of the workshop.
The importance of helping an age group in kindergarten through 6th grade is sometimes our children are a product of their circumstance. Shoes are an essential item, and oftentimes the family and the kids in need don't have the means to provide a pair of shoes. When you're choosing food or you're choosing clothing items, often food comes first. So for us, being able to offset that barrier and that burden for those families is huge.
When you're giving a gift to a child like a kindergarten, you're not going to get a lot of words, but you're going to see the emotion on their face. They're going to walk around with pride. When they walk into school on the day after break or Monday, they're going to go, "Look at my shoes, Mr. Menards. Look at my shoes." So in the moment, they don't have the words for immediate gratification, but their entire nonverbal will say, "I am so happy." And they literally, when they get dirt on the shoes for the first time, they're running to the nurse's office to try cleaning them.
The reaction of the children was unbelievable. I mean, they couldn't contain their excitement. They were dancing, they were jumping up and down. It was a really cool experience to see them not knowing what they're gonna get and then to see some really cool shoes.
On behalf of myself, our staff, our children, our parents, we are blessed and thankful for your partnership that keeps our children proud of the shoes they wear and take that financial stress off of our parents in what tends to be a financially difficult time of year. We are blessed and thankful for that partnership.
Just incredibly thankful for Cox Media and Wes Horton to join us here for our 30th annual Warm the Souls.
And to have the opportunity to come out here to see the reaction of these kids, the generosity that America First showed giving these kids these shoes was priceless. And being able to read them a story, getting closer to Christmas, a story that talked about kindness and generosity was the cherry on top.
Stay with us. More Arizona Living, Your Life is coming your way. We traveled to Utah for a doggone good retreat. If you're looking for a memorable getaway in the new year, a trip to Utah might just do the trick. At Best Friends Roadhouse and Mercantile, they treat you and your furry friends to some rest and relaxation.
When visitors come to Best Friends Roadhouse and Mercantile, they'll be warmly welcomed by our front desk staff. They'll check in, they'll get a free vegan cookie and bottle of water, and they will be directed to their rooms where they'll find really cool amenities such as pet bowls. There's also pet cubbies where a dog or cat can sleep. There's a pull-out bed for dogs. There's lovely linens and blankets and towels for the human guests, and it's just really peaceful and comfortable. Hi, I'm Michelle Sappy. I'm the PR and marketing strategist for Best Friends Animal Society. I'm based in Kanab, Utah, where our sanctuary and our Roadhouse and Mercantile are. The Roadhouse is a brand extension of Best Friends Animal Society, and our goal is to make America a no-kill country in 2025. And by doing that, we really need everybody's support. So when people come stay at the Roadhouse, not only does the revenue benefit Best Friends Animal Society, but people gain awareness of our movement and learn how they can participate in their own community. We get a wide array of visitors at the Roadhouse. We have people who come here year after year because they are volunteers at the sanctuary, and then we get people who are traveling with their pets, and then there's some people who just want to get the experience of being at what's widely considered America's most pet-centric hotel. And a real perk is that you can have a Best Friends Animal Sanctuary animal sleep over with you. So you can talk to the hotel staff in advance and have them make arrangements for you to pick up a dog or a cat from the sanctuary. And you just have to do that about 3:30, and you will get all the supplies that your animal needs. You'll get the food, the leash, the collar, the litter box, the carrier, whatever you need to have a really awesome stay with a sleepover pet. From May to October, Best Friends Roadhouse and Mercantile has yoga for any guest that wants to participate. And it's really wonderful because we have this gorgeous outdoor stage. The weather's beautiful at 9 a.m. You can take a look at all the surrounding red rocks and really get a wonderful start to your day. In the summertime through October, every Saturday night from 6 to 8 p.m., we have live music on the stage at the Roadhouse. We have great bands, everything ranging from country to rock to blues. It's just a lot of fun. People get out there and sit in the chairs. You can bring some wine, you can get some snacks at the Mercantile. The whole family is welcome, including your dog or cat if they're into that. And yeah, people get up and dance or just enjoy, look up at the stars. It's a really fun night and it's totally included. If you want to learn more about the Roadhouse, visit bestfriendsroadhouse.org. There you can see what the availability and the rates are. You can also see some really great pictures of what the hotel looks like, as well as our dog park and our stage. Or you can go to the Facebook page, Best Friends Roadhouse and Mercantile, and you can see what's happening in real time.
Thank you so much for your time and spending it here with us. I'm Kate Longworth. We hope you have a very happy and healthy new year. And we'll see you next time on Arizona Living Your Life, where we help you live your best life.